Hello YouTube and welcome to the second part of our series where we are comparing to two main brokers that I use and you are probably seeing in my other videos, that is Etoro and DEGIRO. Probably these are the best brokers out there for those that like me live in Europe or outside of the US mostly. I think that in US, for US citizens, there are other brokers that are probably better choices than this, okay? Also the US market is much more developed than in Europe, that's the fact. But nowadays we are already observing some quite interesting options out there, and these are, in my opinion, two of the best. Okay, I have an account in both of them. Okay, so for quite some time now, I'm still beginning my investment journey, but I have already an account over both of them, and I had no problems at all trading and keeping my money there. So first, starting with the overall design of these platforms, I think that, as I've said in the previous video, Etoro has the most user-friendly interface of them all, where you can quickly create a watch list. You can even create different watch lists. For example, I have a watch list here of cryptocurrencies, and you can use there are also you can trade here stocks, ETFs, currencies, commodities, and so on, indexes. So you have quite some offer, and you can, if you also interested in holding this type of assets, it is quite some interesting solution in order to keep all your investments in the same platform, okay, so that you are aware of everything that's going on with your portfolio. And the other thing that I enjoy here is that first, it is quite a social trading platform, to say, where you can find many people talking about each instrument, okay, and these are some of the times you can see some interesting discussions, not as noisy, I would say, as what happens in Reddit, okay. Most of the times traders here are interested in creating value when they comment, because if you I don't know if this is a good example. For example, there is also the option here to copy, to imitate or replicate the investments made by other investors. So people are interested in showing what they learn here, so that they can attract copiers. Is also one additional interesting source of revenue that you can earn, in fact, some percentage. I don't know if it's 1%, 2%, 5%, now I don't remember, but you can earn a certain percentage of the assets under management. That is basically the total amount that is being held by all the copiers. For example, this investor has around 98 copiers. I don't know how much of these copiers are holding, okay, but if each one is holding $1,000, this investor has a total assets under management of 98,000 US dollars, which retrieving a percentage from that, it is also quite interesting, secondary source of income, okay. But setting this aside, what I want here to show you is that, well, first, it has this social component where you can also set your ideas and share them to other people that are in fact interested in knowing more. I think that comparing, for example, to Reddit and what's happening, this has less noise, okay, and in fact, investors here are more exposed when they try to make some bold moves and to send them some misinformation, because, for example, as you can see here, everyone can also see how much profit people have been achieving in the past years, okay, and also the current holdings that each investor has, okay. For example, this investor has mostly in gold, Bitcoin, and also SQQQ, which is, I think, an ETF that replicates S&P or so on, okay. So this is quite some interesting some positive advantage in this platform, okay? And also you can see a lot of statistics around each asset, okay? This is adjusted for each asset. For example, before investing in Bitcoin, what should you consider? This is important for investors to be aware of what's happening and the main ideas, especially around this type of assets that most people are excited nowadays, but might not even know how they work. Okay. You can also see the chart here. You can adapt this chart. For example, if you go full screen, you can choose some candles, and if you are more used to, you can also set some indicators. I don't know, well, it's here. Okay, you can see here in studies some of the most commonly known indicators. Probably there are some moving average, MACD, and so on, parabolic SAR. Okay, so you have basically everything you need here in Etoro. Okay, research also is some interesting tab here. Not only here in this type of instrument. I think that in companies it is more interesting. For example, here in Inditex, that it was one of the most recent acquisitions that I made. Well, actually, there is nothing here, there is no additional tab, but as you can see in stats, it is you have some of the most important information right away, such as dividend yield, 1 year return, average volume, 52-week range, either the low and the high. Okay, you also see the sector, CEO, number of employees, the most relevant financial data, either from income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement. So one of the things that I enjoy here in Etoro is that you have basically everything that you need only in one platform, and this is quite something hard to find nowadays, because most of the times we enjoy one thing, for example the user friendliness of this platform, but the short platform isn't as great as other. Okay, personally, for shorting purposes, I still use TradingView, which is also a free shorting platform, but well, in another video probably we'll talk about it. But overall, this can be a great solution if you want to hold your entire portfolio only in one place. The only disadvantage that I see here is that some assets you might probably don't find it here, because well, this is still a growing platform. I think that recently some additional 34 or 44 new assets were added. But if you want to trade some more exotic stuff, let's say, and especially for example some European companies, you probably won't find them here. Okay, for example, regarding Portuguese market, I think that only 3 companies are there. Okay, and well, the Site 20 isn't a huge index, but it has more companies than those. Okay, so my second choice in this case is DEGIRO. As you can see, probably the platform isn't as user friendly as the previous one, but it is also quite simple to use. Okay, you also have the marketplace where you can find the chart about several indexes. Okay, USA, US Tech 100, Germany, and so on. You can see some of the actions to note. Okay, some of the stocks more noticeable. I'm recording this video on Sunday, so most of the markets are closed. Okay, but there are other important things here, for example latest news and so on. So this is also a more sophisticated platform, let's say, for those who are already quite familiar with financial markets and want to be aware of what's happening in the world. You can also set some bookmarks here, okay, those stocks that you enjoyed and that you want to keep in mind for future trades. You also have your portfolio here. I still have some residual stocks, some ETFs in this case here, that I've invested just to try the platform, but well, the things didn't go as planned. Okay, I also have some you can also find here your current orders, previous transactions, your account statement, some reports and so on. One important thing to notice here when using DEGIRO is that they set, from what I've studied, they set a lower commission for domestic companies. That is, for example, I'm trading in Portugal, so the Portuguese companies have a lower trading commission, and also for US companies in general. Okay, I think it is around 0.5 euros per trade. But for example, if I want to trade a Spanish company or a French company, I already pay some additional fees, and you need to be aware of that. So I advise you to do a further research before investing. Okay, but overall, one of the advantages of DEGIRO is that, well, it is also regulated. At Etoro, I didn't find any problem regarding the regulation. I think that is, both of these are some solid brokers and you can trust them with your money. Okay, but one of the advantages of DEGIRO is that you can find a lot of ETFs, and it offers some trades, some ETFs that are free, and meaning that you don't pay any commission. I think that the offer here compared to Etoro is quite larger also. For example, if I wanted to search for AMC, that was one of the stocks that was associated with the Reddit euphoria that you probably heard of. I don't find it here in Etoro, but if I look here in DEGIRO, I think that it is, well, as you can see, we have it here, AMC Entertainment Holdings. So this is one of the advantages of holding an account also in DEGIRO, because in some trades I might plan to invest in certain stocks, and most of the times the things that I don't find in Etoro, I find it in DEGIRO. Okay, so I think that these are two of the best brokers out there currently available for those like me who mostly focus on trading stocks and also ETFs, also focus mostly in long positions. Okay, so I think that these have both low commissions, they are easy to understand how they work. Make sure to before opening a trade you are aware of how much you are paying and also how things work. Okay, so be sure that you are opening a long position or a short position according to your plan. Make sure that you are setting a limit order or a market order, continuous or not, that you are setting a stop loss or a stop limit, okay, to limit your gains. So it is advisable to, before jumping and investing your real money, you can even try to work with some paper money, let's say, that is basically fake money. You can also quickly do it. For example, here in Etoro it is easy to do it. For example, if you go here, instead of using the real account, I can quickly jump into my virtual portfolio where I will hold I don't think, well, I have $2,000 available. I think that you'll start with around $100,000, I'm sorry, available, but I've sent a message, and since I wanted to work with a smaller amount, more realistic amounts, let's say, I think I send it and I asked them to change the amount that I have available. So it is also some interesting thing to know if you want to start by testing both platforms. I think DEGIRO also offers some paper account, so make sure to try both of these platforms. If you have found an additional platform that you wanted to suggest, feel free to comment below. Also, if you have found some value in this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and I will see you in the next time.